Hello friends! So I want to tell a little story about a dude who sucker punched me, stole my stuff. So, I'm not going to give his real name because I don't like to give people's real names out. So we're just going to call him Patrick in this video. So I ended up meeting Patrick through a mutual friend of mine. And we hung out and talked, and he seemed pretty cool. Second time I met him, I was walking down like the towpath in Cumberland, Maryland. It's like a rail trail. And he came up behind me on his bike. He got off his bike and he walked with me. And we talked, and we took a few shots of whiskey, and that was that. And third time I met him, it was down at the Canal Place in Cumberland. And I was hanging out with a few friends. I saw him sitting over on some like concrete steps, kind of just chilling by himself. It's me and my friends. We were all mutual friends. We walk over, we all hang out, drinking a little bit, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, like 1 a.m. rolls around, and we're all about to go our separate ways. So most people are going into town. Me and Patrick, we are both walking back down the rail trail. So me and him, we leave together because both of our camps are just in the same direction. And we're walking, we're talking, and we both knew that his camp was closer because in one of our previous conversations, he mentioned like, I'm real far down the rail trail. And I told him like, I'm way past like the water treatment plant. He's like, oh, you're farther than me. And so we're walking, and he asked me, hey, you want to come back to my camp so you don't got to walk so far? And this kind of threw me for a loop because despite like my limited time with him, I knew that he was very secretive about his camp. I only know 2 other people who know where his camp is. And then, this is the 3rd time we've talked. And he's barely gotten to know me. And he's like, come back to my camp. So that was a little sketchy, especially because like the mutual friend that we met through, me and that dude had fallen out. So I was a little on edge. But we went back to his camp. So I didn't feel like walking all that much that night. And started a campfire, drinking some whiskey. And he tells me, hey, whenever you want to come here, you can come back. And he's got 2 tents set up. And he points to one of the tents, it's a small tent, like 1-person tent. And he says, that's your tent. You can sleep in it whenever you want. I'm like, okay. Sounds good. I ended up sleeping there that night. Still a little paranoid, but nothing happened. Woke up next morning. Chatted with him for a few minutes, then I went into town to do stuff, and ended up coming back a little later, drank, started to get on their campfire, and just hang out. And, we became really good friends, so we were really tight. I remember, it was a fun little story. We were sitting in his tent, drinking, and it's pouring down rain, and it's like 1 a.m., and he has like this big 10-person tent that he hasn't set up yet. And he's like, I want to set the tent up. And it's pouring down rain. We're both drunk, and he's high on ice. And I'm like, all right, let's do it. So we got out in the pouring rain in the middle of the night to set up this giant tent. I still don't know why we didn't wait for the morning when it was sunny. So it was fun. I was talking to him because I was like, hey, listen, I got a YouTube channel. Maybe we could do like, he had a really good campsite. And I was like, maybe we can do some like bushcrafting videos. Maybe, just have fun. Maybe make a few dollars off it. And he was totally down for it. So anyway, we keep hanging out, just chilling. We're real tight. Eventually, he actually needed to leave town for about a week. And he gave me his bike. And this dude does not let anybody touch his bike. I remember one time, I saw someone like lean up against his bike. I thought Patrick was going to cut this dude's head off with a machete. He got pissed. But he's like, hey, listen, I gotta go out of town. You just watch my bike. You ride it whenever you want to, yada, yada, yada. The first day I had his bike out on town, I had like 4 people walk up to me. Where'd you get that bike? How'd you get that bike? It's Patrick's. He knows I have it. You can text him. He gave me his machete as well. It was like, he really trusted me, and I really trusted him, because when he was there at camp, I always left all my stuff there, which I've never done. Ever. I've been like a nomad, homeless, whatever you want to call it, for over 3 years now. And I've never trusted anybody with my stuff. But I trusted him. And I left my stuff there all the time. And he let me ride his bike all the time. So one day, we're sitting there, just kind of hanging out. And he tells me, Josh, I want to quit shooting up. Now, aside from the alcohol, I'm a very sober person. I mean, I don't do alcohol now. But at the time, I was going down that path of alcoholism. Not a good time. And so I encouraged him to quit shooting up, of course. He should probably stop doing it all together, but stopping, shooting up is at least a start. And he says, I want you to burn all my stuff. Burn it all my paraphernalia. Okay. Within like 30 seconds, I had a fire going, taking his stuff and just throwing it in the fire, and there you go. No more needles or any of the other, I don't know what the other stuff is called, but the little pan things or whatever, I guess, heat it up. I don't know. I know nothing about the world, that kind of world. But yeah, I burned all the stuff. It was all good. Everything was all good. Next day, I'm talking, I'm drinking, and he tells me I'm gonna go to rehab. It's a 30-day program, which apparently leads to like a 9-month program where they relocate you so you can get away from the town you're in, so you're not around that kind of stuff. Awesome, do it. Listen, if you go to a different town, I don't do that stuff. So, I drift from town to town and go with you. I need a friendly face and someone who doesn't do that. Because I kind of want to do it on my own. Hey, I respect that. You get your stuff taken care of, and then I'll head down to Florida like I was planning on doing in the beginning. And so he makes his appointment to go to rehab. We're sitting in his tent and, kind of hanging out. And I made a mistake. I don't think it was a mistake, but apparently it was a mistake. 99% of people on this planet, I think, would have understood. But he said to me, I am so happy I am not shooting up. And my reply to him, smiling, joking around, clearly I was being playful. I said, if you ever shoot up again, I'm going to kick your butt. Again, 99% of people would understand that's a joke. He did not understand that was a joke. I turned my head around, pick up a bottle of whiskey to take a drink, and I just feel a crack right on the back of my head, right on my ear. Yeah, I guess he threw like a haymaker right at me while my head was turned. And I turn and I look up at him. And he's standing there and he's got his chest puffed out. You think you can kick my butt? And I'm staring at him and I'm like, dude, it was a joke. I'm just playing with you. And he goes to throw another punch at me. This time, I kind of put my arm up. He doesn't crack me that bad. And I get up, I backpedal out of the tent. And we're standing there. He's like 3 feet apart from me. And I'm sitting there telling him, it was a joke, I'm playing with you. And I mean, he just got done smoking some ice, and he's drunk. And I'm also drunk, and he's not listening to a word I was saying. And he kind of lunges at me a little bit, and I wrap my hand around his throat. And then I just push him off. Because I don't want to fight. I don't like to fight. I literally got into a fist fight a week before that. And it's just, I don't like it. It just feels bad. I'd rather run away or walk away. That's what I did. I started walking to my tent and I said, I'm going to get my stuff and I'm going to go. And so I'm reached down into my tent, started packing my stuff up, and put it in my backpack. And he says, I'm not letting you take your stuff. Now, I don't like to fight, but when you're threatening to steal my stuff, I am going to fight for that. Everything that's in my backpack, it's all I own. I don't own anything else. It's all I have. And I need all that to survive. So I took a step towards him. Because now I'm ready to drop him down. And then he takes a step backwards and says, I'm getting the machete. I don't care how big your balls are. If a dude threatens you with the machete, and you know he has one, you get the heck out of there. Simple as that. You get the heck out of there. And that's what I did. I'm unarmed. I had like a little pocket knife on me. I'm gonna death wish. So I grabbed my backpack, and I grabbed my sleeping bag, didn't even throw it in my backpack, and I dipped out of there. And I messaged him. After I got away, I texted him like, what the heck? What is wrong with you? And he never replied back. So yeah, I got out of there, didn't get all my stuff. But the story doesn't end there. Because you see, I was there when he set up his appointment for rehab. So I know when he's leaving town. Or at least when he's going to the facility. And it was a Monday. The following Monday. Like 3 days away. Something like that. And so I wait till Monday. And I take someone with me. And I did have protection on me. I'm not going to say what I had. But, you know, if things went sideways, I was able to protect myself. And I wasn't going to die that day. But me and the person I was with, we get there. He ain't there. His bike ain't there. I go into my tent, and some of my stuff's there, not all of it. There's also a canvas bag with blanket in it that belonged to a female friend of mine. I grabbed that for her. And he still left a lot of stuff behind. And I was just thinking to myself, there's a lot of stuff I could use. He had this wonderful camo tarp, perfect size. Would have been perfect. Could have taken it, but I did. Could have burned all his tents down, but I did. Because at that point, I'm no better than he is. And I don't want to be that person. Because I am better than he is. I don't care if that sounds like egotistical or conceited or whatnot. I'm 100% a better person than he is. I went there. I grabbed my stuff. I grabbed my female friend's stuff. And I left. Haven't heard from him since. Haven't talked to him. Don't know if he completed rehab, if he failed. I don't know. I hope he completed it. I hope he gets better. Genuinely. That way he doesn't do that to somebody else down the road. Because, yeah, he lost a good friend. Like, I was 100% committed. Like, let's make a YouTube channel and just do bushcrafting stuff and let's try and make a living out of it. And I think it would have worked out pretty well. But instead, he chose to be alone and drugs and just waste away at a homeless camp by himself. So yeah, I do genuinely hope he gets better. Truly, truly mean it. Okay, so that's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed the story. If you have any questions or, you know, anything like that, leave them in the comments section below. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that stuff. That helps me out with the algorithm. I'm going to get out of here December 25th. So like 3 days from now, I am going to be posting a video on Christmas. I'm going to be posting a video with 3 short stories that are all wholesome. So, you know, Christmas, you have a good video to look forward to, because this one's kind of a downer. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and peace out, everybody.